Okay, so the last thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to the rhythm, okay? And instead of singing the word, you're gonna sing the rhythm. So for instance, so these are all TTs, and these are all tas, okay? This one down here is a ticka ticka, right? So if we were singing it, it would be T T T T T T ta, T T T T T T ta, T T T T T T ta. Sorry, because you can't see it. Ticka ticka T T T T ta, and then next would be T T ta, T T ta, ticka ticka T T T T ta, T T ta, T T ta, ticka ticka T T T. What we're gonna do is we're gonna sing just the rhythms. So we're not eliminating anything, we're just going to sing the rhythms. If you can do the clapping motions at the same time, by all means go ahead. But I want you to at least be singing the rhythms. Try one more time by yours. I'll do it with you. Make sure you got it. T T T T T T ta, T T T T T T ta, T T T T T T ta, ticka ticka T T T T ta, T T ta, T T ta, ticka ticka T T T T ta, T T ta, T T ta, ticka ticka T T T T ta. All right. So if we stick to the rhythms, we're just gonna sing them, but this time, just like the other game where we took out words, we're gonna also take out rhythms this time. So we'll take out the O's or the tas. You can sing everything else. Here we go. Here we go. T T T T T T T T T T T T T T T T T T ticka ticka T T T T T T T T ticka ticka T T T T T T T T ticka ticka T T T T. Okay, same thing. Before we make it more complicated. T T T T T T ta, T T T T. Oh, I said ta. I'm not supposed to do the ta. My fault. T T T T T T T T T T T T. T T T T T T ticka ticka T T T T T T T T ticka ticka T T T T T T T T ticka ticka T T T T. Okay, this time we'll take out the ticka tickas. Add the tas back in. So this one should be pretty easy. T T T T T T ta, T T T T T T ta, T T T T T T ta, T T T T ta, 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 T T ta. All right, add the ticka tickas back in, add the tas in, but don't do any TTs, which is tricky because the majority of the song is TTs. Good luck. Ta, 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 ticka ticka. Ta, 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 ticka ticka. Ta, ta, TT, ticka ticka, TT. I think I messed up a couple times, but that's okay. Can I try one more time, just with no TTs? Ta, 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 ticka ticka. Ta, TT, oops. Ta, ticka ticka. Ta, 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 ticka ticka. Ta. All right, this time no rhythms, and then that'll be it. No rhythms, just do the clapping motions and sing it in your head. Here we go. Great job, everybody.